Alrighty, Air Force takes on San Diego State. Air Force last season picked off the Aztecs during the regular season. I'm back with Fox for a 3-game slate tonight. 5 minutes on the clock, Fox. How's it going? It's game one.
Hello, nation. Hello, everybody. And I hope you guys are ready for a fun evening of Rocket League. It should be a lot of fun. We did get a nation to change up the playlist just a little bit. We heard solar eclipses, so Blast got through on that one. We are feeling good here, and both of these two teams are feeling good. Of course, Orion's not going to be feeling too good getting blasted right off the field, but in red on your screen, San Diego State, 5 stars Aquino Zapdos. In blue, Air Force, Orion, Shin, and Evan. Nation, who you got coming out of this best of 5 victorious?
San Diego State, I mean, they're the favorites to win the Mountain West this year again for a 4th straight season. So, again, they've never been dethroned in the Mountain West title. Although this could be the season where they finally are dethroned. I feel like this is the most, well, I'm looking for a word, but 4-10 to play here, but most vulnerable SCSU's been to losing in their CCS careers, this roster. So we'll see how things shake out. The first minute though off the clock, and we're still tied at 0.
Seen a couple passing plays from the Aztecs that have been just one step short of being absolute perfection. A give and go that did not work earlier, and then another passing play infield just didn't have any power on the shot. So some good teamwork coming out of the aforementioned Aztecs. Aquino's going to go up, and Orion's going to send him off the ball with a bump. Speaking of bump, Shin, he gets knocked right off the ball. That player might as well have been a trailer hitch, a Shin's worst nightmare, because it got bumped right off. So right now, a few attempts at jockeying for position and jockeying for possession, that is, as well. But lots of physical play. Nation, are these two teams normally known for this many bumps this quickly? And that's going to be the first goal. Aquino spots an open hole created by Zapdos.
Absolutely. 3:17 to go, and SCSU's always played with the bumps in the demo. Air Force has kind of as well, but we'll see how the adjustments get made tonight. It's 1-0 though early on.
Well, of course, the Air Force are used to taking people out, whether they be on the ground or in the air, so I guess they are just both accustomed to this style of gameplay. That's a costly turnover as Orion went up. He made the initial save, but the rebound escaped him. After this first touch, you can see it just touched off of his vehicle. It was not going the way to where he could have caught it on the backboard. Instead, it drifts right out in front. Aquino advantageous. The Aztecs strike again, 2-0 here for San Diego State. Good quick start, but the Air Force coming right back to the house. Shin got a demo, trying to create an outnumbered chance, but the Aztecs no worse for wear.
3 minutes to go in game number 1. San Diego State is currently still in front by 2. It's 5 stars. Flying Zap over the middle as Evan will cut that play off for now. Halftime coming up here, Fox, and about 20 seconds here. What are you seeing in the first half?
Well, like I said, lots of physicality. That's going to be a shot turned away by Zapdos. The rebound, that's another instance in the game where rebound control has cost a team. This time it's right back against San Diego State as the Zapdos tries to clean that ball up, and instead there's 3 Aztec players there, but no one can get a touch. Shin, beautiful shot there into the net. And, a mistake on one end, a mistake on the other. They cancel each other out. We're back to a 1-goal lead for the Aztecs.
2:31 to go. Here in game number 1 is SCSU's lead cut in half for the meantime. Aquino missed over the middle. That fires. Quickly broken up by a defenseman. And now Air Force again, Fox, trying to equalize this game after a 2-0 start to San Diego State's game 1. But again, it's so early on, adjustments will be made. But Air Force are on a run.
Yeah, both teams, you can see they're trying for bumps, a couple mistakes here and there as well. They're just trying to get situated into the series. Good chance here for 5 stars to shoot. It's going to hit off the bar, down and in. Beautiful touch here. He was gifted open field as Zapdos is able to out-challenge Evan there. And with all this open field for 5 stars, he just fires away. Shin did his best, but he got caught in no man's land between being there early and staying back to try and make the save.
2:03 to go. And SCSU re-extend that multi-goal lead. Evan makes it within 1, and his name just changed on us again.
Yep, Evan, EV1s. He took on Aquino 1v1 there. He got the better of it with a beautiful challenge. Just brute forced his way in. Orion was there, had that challenge gone to the corner. So Air Force sent numbers forward. They get rewarded for it. And, I mean, they're not letting San Diego State get very much running room here. I mean, they are still in the lead. They've played with the lead most of this game, but Air Force are keeping it close. Now 5 stars is going to go to the air, up and over Evan. Tries to get it past Shin. The touch hit the goalpost. 4th man for Air Force, standing tall with the save. This net's open, but Zapdos will be able to get back to it and actually hit it up and over Evan. It looked like there was nothing there, but then in support, Aquino arrives and says, thank you very much.
ASAP off the kickoff. I mean, again, it's back out to a 2-goal lead, and again, you see multi-goal leads established, and it seems like every time Air Force score, SCFC are quick to respond.
RL Blast asking who just popped a cold one. I don't believe I did. I'm not sure if Nation was opening something. I popped the soda. Okay. Yep, Nation with the game fuel, and you need it with all the streams going on tonight. But with 1:20 left, Air Force find themselves down by 2. No stranger to trailing in this game, as it has been San Diego State in the lead for a vast majority of it. But Air Force would love to close it back to 1 and try and find the goal. But right now, Zapdos with beautiful aerial control almost did it all for his team. However, it will be knocked away, and Air Force survived that one. Orion back the other way. That challenge forces him to rethink things. He'll get the ball stripped away from him. So Air Force right now, they're kind of pinned in their own zone, unable to escape past midfield. Nation, they got to start attacking if they want to come back in game 1.
42 seconds left. ASAP flip reset, and the must-see on target. The air goal is no good. Air Force will hold for now. Almost a beautiful goal there for ASAP, though, with under 30 to play.
If one thing's for sure, Air Force, they need a lot of fuel, and their tanks were running pretty dry there. In terms of boost, they still kind of are going to need some time to boost up, and they do get a clear finally, alleviate some pressure, but they are running out of time very quickly here in game number 1. It looks like San Diego State will draw first blood. Do they add another one? No. They will be denied, but with 10 seconds left, San Diego State have closed this game out. Air Force tried to keep it close, did so for most of the game, but this one is belonging to the Aztecs in red.
The Aztecs get it done in game 1. Fox, a fairly dominant game, I'd say, outside of a couple of mishaps off the kickoff, lead to a 4-2 advantage. San Diego State 1-0.
Evan switching names, switching internet. He wasn't even in the party, it looked like, so he is probably having a little bit of issues, so we will let him try and figure that out. But yeah, like you said, San Diego State, a nice dominant performance. I mean, the shots on target 5-8. So they outshoot their opponents by 3. They outscore their opponents by 2. 3 helpers for Zapdos. He was really creating a lot of chances. Aquino benefited a lot from him, especially on that 4th goal. Aquino was able to beat 2 men, and then Aquino, all he had to do is shoot on an open net. And that was no problem for him. So it's a good start for San Diego State. And, okay, so subbing in Chowder as well. Chowder's back from surgery. Do you know anything about what sort of surgery, Nation, or is this a mystery as to the Chowder?
I talked to him pregame a little bit. I do know he got surgery, and he would be subbing in at some point. I don't know what kind of surgery it was, but again, hopefully he's good enough to go here.
Yeah, we'll see how Chowder able to help his team bring it in. I wonder if he's going to... No, Evan does stay in, so hopefully Evan's internet is a little bit better. The ping is not the greatest for Air Force, it would appear, as Chowder clocking in at 84 ping, Evan clocking in at 68. So we'll have to see how that develops, but welcome in Chowder. He is stepping in for Mr. Shin, who has opted out. And we will see how that is able to help mix up things on the Air Force as Zapdos heading back to grab this one. Good control, but he's going to lose out on a challenge early on from Evan, trying to make something happen. But 3rd man, Chowder, did get taken out. He'll receive a back pass off of his respawn. He gets taken out again as Zapdos is devouring Chowder. I mean, he must think he's from Maine right now. He's absolutely eating him up.
First 30 seconds off the clock early on. Fox and Air Force back in full establishment here after the substitution from Chowder, the captain, back on the field tonight for the Falcons. We'll see how things adjust for the Air Force Academy. So he's not hitting a pogo there. Finds 5 stars. It's denied for Orion.
Oh, now the counterattack back the other way. Chowder tries to receive a pass from Evan, and then a nice redirect. San Diego State starting to feel it right now. So you can see some mechs coming out. We're seeing some good plays. The Air Force with a decent counter there did get sniffed out pretty early. And so far, this one, STSU playing monkey in the middle. Mr. Bepic with good analysis, as always, seeing all of the plays. But no worse for wear either team, having taken a hit from this early flurry. But Air Force right now, they're going to have to do something about it. Zapdos, he's feeling it.
And ASAP again showing his mechanics earlier on in the series. Here's the first one. Aquino finds goal one.
Yeah, great play here. Zapdos, once again, he forces the save out of Orion. Orion with no boost opts to go to the ground, but in doing so, it opened that hole just enough for that ball to bounce out of the box right to Aquino. Able to pick the spot between Chowder and Orion. The needle was threaded. San Diego State off and running early in this one, a minute 30 gone. And right now, if you're Air Force, you battled back a couple times in that game, never could fully close the gap. You're going to want to try and keep it close and try and get this tied pretty quick, I feel like, Nation.
You want to tie this up as fast as you can if you're Air Force. You don't want to give FCSU a multiple goal lead again like they did the last game. A give and go there for ASAP. Couldn't connect on target. Air Force will hold off for now. 1-0 goes Evan one-on-one with Aquino. Quickly broken up though, Fox, in the first 2 minutes of game two. Still a 1-0 comfortable lead for SCSU.
Oh no, an own shot on target is ended up being saved. A calculated back pass is disastrous. Zapdos made his teammate work for that one. It was 5 stars making the stop. And Zapdos, he sees what he did. You can see the quick chat. He knows. Yes, you have time. The back pass does, of course, backfire. And Air Force, they get one back. And then the air strike of a goal explosion brings them back level. Now almost another own goal. As Orion, what is going on in this game, Nation? Both teams in both games have had critical errors in the danger zone.
Almost another own goal of the series. They're doing the first of the night for Air Force. Now one-on-one is 5 stars. Gets a 50 out towards the teammate Aquino. In the far side, past the cross. Takes it for himself, actually. He didn't find ASAP there. I would figure he's going to give it to ASAP at a one-on-one, but I like to take it for himself. Blocks 2:15 to play in game 2, with Air Force still holding off quite well, 1-1.
Yep, Air Force have yet to lead a single second in the series, though. They would love to be able to play from in front. They trailed most of game 1. They trailed for part of this game 2. Now they're within striking distance of taking their first lead. That shot from Orion's ride rebound for Evan. Good save by Aquino. San Diego State not making things easy, but Air Force continue to try and pry that Aztec defense open, looking for the gold mine at the end. But San Diego State do survive. Here's 5 stars. No double to be had. He's out of boost. It'll be cleared out. San Diego State right back to the house. Zapdos, nice collection. Drops down to the ground, but Evan will strip it right away from him. And Zapdos, he's got Exterminator Nation. That's his 7th demo this game.
That's correct. That's another block. That was an open net for ASAP, and Aquino made the save for the Air Force defense and keeps this series 1-1 in game 2, and a pivotal game 2 as well. That is, as Air Force can tie this series with a win.
Make that 9 demos. Zapdos is going for a collection right now. Air Force are under siege. That's 10. Zapdos is on fire right now with these demos, but Air Force able to withstand it. I mean, for ASAP right now, like Air Force, they are used to being bombed at from wherever, and they're able to try and figure out something. But now ASAP's going to go to offense. Nothing had there. There's number 11. It happened right there in front of your screen. And Nation, we are seeing an absolute kill fest from ASAP.
And we're seeing a demo fest here for ASAP, and again, we're still tied at 1-1 though here. So again, these demos effectively doing nothing for the SCSU offense to open up shooting lanes and see success offensively in this series. It's still 1-1. Maybe a fast break for 5 stars is high and wide. Evan off the clear for the meantime for the Falcons.
I almost wonder if 5 stars might have been better suited to let that ball through. Evan was slightly late to the party arriving to that one. It doesn't matter now. We're still tied 1-1. Infield pass for San Diego doesn't work. Air Force with the last strike before overtime, and it will go down. So the defender, 5 stars, did well to eliminate that outnumbered chance quickly. And Air Force right off the kickoff, they're going to try win the game. It is Chowda. He's clocking into the game. Has himself a game winner in his first game subbed in. Welcome to the game, and Air Force are right level with the series.
Going to game 3 now. Both teams strike early in the first 10 minutes. Going into game 3, 1-1. Fox, early thoughts and opinions after the first 10?
It's a bizarre game. Like, it's a bizarre series. Chowder hops in straight from substitution, straight from surgery even, and he has himself an MVP performance for Air Force, so that's good for him. Elsewhere across the pitch, it was absolute bloodbath for Azapados, who finished that game with 12 demos, which is disgusting if you're Air Force. You've got to be watching and fighting for your life out there with Azap. And then there were the mistakes. You know, Air Force, they were gifted the goal that tied the game. It came off of a back pass that 5 Stars had to save. Azapados put it on his own goal. So Azapados was everywhere on the pitch, some good, some bad, but either way, Air Force, they stuck with it, and they tied the series.
Yeah, for those of you back home watching, we have no idea what surgery Chowder's dealing with tonight, but he is playing quite well so far. Open things up here. Epic Cincinnati won 3-0 over Houston. 2 games saw overtime added on at the end, or Cincinnati took control in the overtime period. One game was 6-4 the final in game 2, so a close series, but Cincinnati prevailed in 3 straight games. Back to action here, Fox. I mean, SDSU, after dropping game 2, needs something pivotal to get some momentum started again.
Azap almost creating something with no boost. His flick goes high. 5 Stars going to pound that one down on target. Chowder was up to the task, but a 50 here from Azap keeps San Diego State on offense. And as he's been doing all night, Aquino waits for Azapados to create the opening, and he slides right through with ease.
4:18 to play. There's the first. We saw an early strike in game 2 as well for SDSU. Then Air Force was quick to respond. We'll see if the Falcons can get back on the board quickly.
They've been doing it all night long. Chowder's not moving, as we will have to wait and see what the status on Chowder is. It looks like his ping is okay, like nothing's blinking or anything. All right, he is back. Oh, he got back a little late. He does manage to make the stop. He went to try to think he had time for boost, but it did get turned on target. So Chowder coming back in the nick of time, arriving for his team. Now Air Force, good 50 forward. Evan, no boost, but he does have a 2-on-1. And unable to get it past Azapados. Azapados given a taste of his own medicine by Chowder. But San Diego State do survive, and Azapados gives it right back to Orion. Hopefully they have not awoken the demo beast that Azapados has shown being thus far in the series.
3:30 to play. Aquino broken up. That's an open net for Orion. He's there. It's Chowder on the finish. The captain's got a second. 3:25 to go. We're level in game 3.
Yep, Chowder has been making a huge impact since he has arrived into the game, into the series. All 3 Air Force goals in games 2 and 3 thus far belong to Chowder. And he has been answering the bell once again. And, you know, we continue. Air Force have still yet to really play with the lead. They won game 2, but that's, of course, a game winner. They haven't led any of this series, so it would be interesting to see how they do not having to play from behind. And it looks like they're able to actually play this game, as Azapados has cooled his demo spree quite a bit. Now he's looking to try a little bit something more mechanical. He gets the bump. He opens the door for his team, but nobody able to step through. Air Force will survive, and they clear.
Letting someone chat too. Chowder's controller cable is funky a little bit, so again, we'll have to kind of see how that affects him. Maybe old DC again, I don't know, but again, for Chowder, you're playing a heck of a series so far, so just keep doing what he's doing. It's working, obviously. Here as you're tied at 1-1 in game 3 and 1-1 in the series with a very good SCSU team.
Oh, great pass for Zapados. Aquino looking to try and capitalize, but Chowder's there up to the task. 5 Stars off the post. Nothing there for him. And now here's Evan off ceiling. He beats 1. He's got the second man challenging. His shot off the crossbar. Rebounded. Finally, someone not named Chowder is able to put the ball in. It's Orion receiving a great pass from Evan, who outplayed the defense.
2:25 to go, and there's the first lead of the night. Fox, you mentioned it earlier. Air Force have a lead finally in regulation.
Yeah, that's got to feel good halfway through game 3. It took over 12 minutes of Rocket League, but you do finally have the lead. You're not having to try and fight back, so we'll have to see. Wonder if Chowder almost with a double tap. I'm wondering if Azapados might begin trying to awaken the demos again. He has been held kind of quiet. All of his gameplay has been being sniffed out by the Air Force defense. They seem to be aware of what he's trying to pull. But if we know anything about Azap, he is a mechanical player. He loves to have the ball, and he's got it here. Up the sidewall with it, he's going to go. Nice carry, nice air dribble. Tries to get the bump, he does, but Evan in goal makes the save. AZAP, we talk about him. He answers the call. Say, I'm here. I'm going to put a shot on, and I'm going to make him work for it.
Minute 40 left. That shot broken up. Air Force chance down the field here. 5 Stars in trouble. It will make the save, though, just in time. 90 seconds left, and Air Force still in front. AZAP one-on-one. Gets by the defender. Open net. No good. And Evan, a huge save to keep the Falcons in front.
Oh, Chowder got taken for a walk, but then Evan slams the door on AZAP, who is trying to bring a spark for his club right now when they need it. They find themselves trailing for the first time in the series. And AZAP finds Aquino. That's been a connection that's worked all night, but Air Force, again, all 3 of them keeping close to each other. To beat one, you have to beat all 3, it feels like, the way the Air Force are layering themselves in front of their own goal. Now Chowder going to get a nice touch away from AZAP, but AZAP got a demo, outnumbered chance, 5 Stars, wide open. He's going to take it all the way into the Air Force goal. And again, Nation, you have to credit AZAP with that demo. He chases the other man to the corner. And, 5 Stars, that one made it look easy.
That he did. 2-all, 52 seconds left. SCSU just trying to hold on here, force a win, go to game 4, close the series out. Again, in about 7 minutes, we're going to have Arizona State, or Houston actually, take on Utah before the Arizona State-Utah doubleheader.
Mr. Bams is in chat, so please do not mention Utah yet. We don't want to crowd the chat with his incredible support just yet. Save it for his team. That's when they take the pitch. But right now, tie game, tie series as well. 30 seconds. We're in that silver goal territory where the next goal very well could and should end the game. And we will have to see which team wants it more. Aquino finds 5 Stars. 5 Stars up to the backboard. Nobody touches it. There's a bunch of Aztecs there, but unfortunately for AZAP, his shot drifts wide. Air Force survived, but they've got no boost. They've got Aquino looking to find some pay dirt here at the end of game 3. That one deflects wide. AZAP trying to keep it up. He's got to get really creative with that one. Unable to. He gets some help in the end. And now Aquino, midfield. AZAP can't quite get there. 5 Stars went for a demo, and that is how the game will transition into overtime. Extra Rocket League.
Overtime in game number 3. Aquino fires Orion. Easy save there. Now 5 Stars left in a 2-on-1. We'll see if he makes a save. The give and go.
Ooh.
Denied. Almost the connection there, but Air Force might have botched their only opportunity they might see this game.
Oh, that was close. That one going by the wayside. Now here comes Aquino all the way to the backboard. Deflects off the ball. No more boost to work with. It'll be deflected out for Chowder, but he's getting dumped immediately. Orion now next up in the corner. Just to keep it away from all 3 Aztecs. They're all 3 in that front corner, trying to create something, but Air Force do find an opening to clear, but only for just a moment.
42 seconds so far into the extra period. AZAP off his lonesome on the right wall, almost avoiding a bump there. Play still continuing in blue territory here for an Fox. SCSU got to pick up the pace before Air Force could really set themselves up for a stunning upset tonight.
One thing that is very concerning with Air Force, so many times they have been caught as a team with 20 or less boost all across the board. So you definitely don't want to be caught in a boostless scenario, especially here in overtime. Boost management, ever so important, especially against a team with the caliber of players like San Diego State. So definitely need to be careful, try and conserve what's in the tank. And they managed to keep this one out, but unable to outlet the zone just yet. Chowder, he's going to try the sideboard, gets it all the way downfield, going to try a shot on target, but they say not so fast. They'll go the other way, gets cleared back. Air Force will retreat, but I mentioned it, and they are starting to do a little bit better. Some boost actually in the blue tanks. That one's going to be drifted wide. And Air Force now starting to try and mount counterattacks.
Minute 48 to go. AZAP towards the right wall here, and again, clock becoming a factor in overtime. Double demo, 3-on-1 for the Aztecs here. Only left alive is a Ryan flip reset for AZAP. The double attempt, no good.
Oh, Evan defensively has been absolutely on point. He's been locked in with the defense this game. Now they're going to have to play a little bit more as AZAP comes calling Chowder. That's his 5th save. They have 10 saves as a team, do Air Force, whereas San Diego State only have 2. Now Air Force, they're going to need a 3rd one almost. The drop down shot would have been an absolute thing of beauty. but that chance left by the wayside. It drifts wide. Here's AZAP trying, looking for something as a team. 15 shots for San Diego State compared to 4, now 5 for the Air Force. They're being outshot by 3 times, but they're still right in this game.
Yes, again, just the offense has been a consistent factor tonight. It's a heck of a credit to Air Force over putting up a fight regardless of this outcome, and Air Force again still holding off quite well 3 minutes into this one.
Oh my, Aquino almost was able to cash in off of a disgusting redirect from AZAP. He couldn't quite find it, but Air Force have to come back to the house again. Orion with a good clear right into the hands of Aquino. He's going to run out of boost before he's able to make another touch, so he needs some help from 5 stars. Shot on. Another save for Evan. Once again, he's asked to make a defensive play, and he makes it. Standing tall. Air Force refusing to give San Diego State what feels like a deserved victory for them by this point with how much offense they've been pouring on this goal. They just can't find an opening. Air Force have done really well. That's a double commit, though. No boost to work with. They don't get the bump either. Now a turnaround for AZAP. Evans up to the task, and some good defense again. But Air Force not out of the woods yet. San Diego State come calling, but Air Force, they're just not opening up very many doors for them.
3:45 into change on the clock so far, and San Diego State still having nothing to show for it in the extra period. Aquino finds 5 stars, and Air Force's defense just continues to deliver down the field. That shot is no good. Air Force might have their best look there.
Oh, Chowder off the bar. That was close, just slightly too high. Now 5 stars. Can't get the bump. Orion had that one red and got underneath it to the ball first. And good avoidance. Now, see San Diego State maybe trying to get creative with some bump plays. You know, if you can't beat them, you got to beat them. Literally physically beat them. Get them out of the way because Air Force are not providing too many chances. It's wide open. I caster curse it at the perfect time. It's 3 on nobody, and San Diego State are finally going to finish it. It's a Zapdos in front.
After 4:29, we're going to be under like a 6-7 minute delay for Houston, Utah after this. SDSU heading to a 2-1 lead with Air Force here.
It's got to feel good for San Diego State to finally break through after what was a wild offensive game for them. I mean, 12 saves for Air Force. That played super defensive. They played very structured, and they didn't get demoed 12 times by one player, so that also helps them. Didn't see how many shots 5 stars had, but between Zapdos and Aquino alone, 14 for the team. So, I mean, there were a flurry of chances headed towards the Air Force goal. And for the Air Force, you kept that game close. You got to feel good about your defense. Now, you got to try and find some offense here in Game 4 if you want to force Game 5.
That you do, but again, it's been hard for Air Force to score. Even though the games they won, I mean, it's been very small margins. So we'll have to see what they can create here in terms of pressure and offense in Game 4. It's a pivotal game now for SDSU. Do not let this get to Game 5. It's going to be blown away if they do.
Yeah, nice little timeout here. Obviously not intentional. 5 stars. He changed his preset, it looked like, in Epic Games, being a wonderful company, running a perfectly functional game of Rocket League. His game crashed after that, but he restarts. He's right back in. So a little extra breather, not quite timeout length, but it's got to feel decent after almost 10 consecutive minutes of Rocket League to get a little break. And now Air Force will try to do the unthinkable. They create the first shot opportunity and force Game 5 here after being outshot over 15 shots to 6.
And you're going to overcome a lot of pressure. If you're Air Force, there's the first 16 seconds, and Evan gets it started.
Oh, Evan, he had Chowder almost stealing it away from him, but he does all the heavy lifting. Chowder just says, I'm just helping here. Does not end up getting an assist. Evan will get the goal there. And a helpful bump from Chowder. 1-0. Air Force take the lead early in this game. And they're going to have to be careful. Chowder almost put that on his own goal, but he's able to get back to it okay and force the challenge. Evan knocks it past Orion, but he also got past 5 stars with the same touch. Orion's in deep. He's drawing his Zapdos' attention only for a moment, but AZAP's got it. Right into the way of Chowder. He's going to have to bump him off and relinquish possession of the ball to the Air Force. Now Evan towards the front of goal. Orion's there. The shot just high. Rebound for Chowder. Denied by AZAP on the goal line.
First minute still favoring Air Force. 1-0 SDSU. trying to end this series here in Game 4. Fox, it through the first minute. I mean, what do you like early, and what are you seeing out of Air Force? It's changed the way Game 4 has opened up.
They're playing their game. It is their challenges that they're not waiting for SDSU to attack. They are attacking and forcing SDSU to play in their own zone. You know, they outshot them by a bunch in Game 3. You can't be outshot if you're playing in the other team's zone. And right now, that is what they're doing, forcing ASAP here on the backboard. See, an early challenge from Orion takes away his time and space in an instant. So Air Force playing with some confidence, playing with some speed, and they've got the lead because of it, and well-deserved for them, but a lot of Rocket League still to go.
ASAP left alone, double commit now, an open break for Orion. Watch the shot to open that for Chowder, no good. The save is made, no SCSU need to attack in transition.
Oh, Aquino got bumped off by Orion. You thought maybe he did enough, but Evan with no boost just can't reach up enough to get that ball. Aquino's touch, a nice one, and Evan, had he had boost, he probably makes that save, but he is running dry at 0. Didn't even get a penny on his way back, so Aquino and San Diego State, they get a fortuitous bounce, and now they might take the lead here. Outnumbered chance off the kickoff. Chowder standing tall, making the save.
There's another one. ASAP 2-1. The Aztecs from 1-0 down to 2-1 up.
And that happened in a hurry. Off the kickoff, you could see San Diego State, once they get in the zone, they don't leave in a hurry. That was very well played, well executed by the Aztecs in red as that ASAP getting his goal. Now to ignite this offense and take the lead right back. But Air Force, no strangers to playing from behind in this series. They played a lot of games 1 and 2 from behind. And they still have managed to force Game 4 with a chance at Game 5. Can they get the victory here? Now here's Evan downfield, runs right through ASAP, runs right through 5 stars as well. Aquino, the last man, has to make a save because Evan was on a rampage. Got literally through with 2 demos, 2 players, but nothing happened, and San Diego State do survive that one.
Halftime in game number 4. Aquino goes high, has 5 stars off the wall, couldn't find contact there. Now we're through the first half, and SCSU turned things around in the second minute, Fox. But again, it's a long battle still heading to go here in Game 4's Air Force trying to equalize, and that they will.
Evan, he was unfortunately had to watch the ball drift over his head earlier with no boost. This one is going to be a favorable bounce, an own goal from midfield. A bounce off of ASAP. ASAP, unfortunately for him, that is another mistake. Ends up on his own goal. It ends up in the back of his own net. He has opened the door for Air Force to tie the game now twice in the series. Game 2, which they won, and now here in Game 4. We'll have to see if the script remains the same, but ASAP, never a player to take something like that lightly. He will probably be looking to rectify his wrongs here as we still have plenty of time to go. Just under 2 minutes, 5 stars to the sky. He's got not a lot of more boost, but he does get the ball through, forcing Chowder into action. Nice touch towards midfield. No shooter for the Aztecs. Instead, Evan will say, I'll take that. But he gets his pocket picked by ASAP quickly. Now, off the ceiling, 5 stars. Looking for a passing play. ASAP's there. He turns on it. Still not a lot of boost for either team right now. 5 stars towards goal, and Chowder, with nothing in the tank, stands tall.
1:28 to play, Evan. Launching out of the blue zone, the Falcons needing to win this game to level the series once more. Getting to Game 5 would be massive tonight, but again, San Diego State want nothing more than a win tonight.
Now Orion watching as Evan takes to the sky, trying to pry it through the defense, but 5 stars was able to knock it away. Quino much the same. He spots 5 stars, but the Air Force had that one on read, forcing San Diego State to their own backboard yet again. Now here's Orion to that backboard looking for the rebound. It's to Chowder. It's off the goalpost again. The rebound's for Evan. It's good. And the Air Force continue to pry away. They use that San Diego State backboard to perfection, and they find the breakthrough they were looking for.
On potentially Game 5, 52 seconds here is what the Aztecs have left to score. As again, Fox, this is really going on now.
That was almost a mistake off the kickoff. A's team bump, double commit. Evan, the last man back. Evan has been very solid defensively for the Air Force. ASAP takes to the sky. He'll get knocked right out by Chowder, who forces Aquino onto the ball. He gets his pocket picked, but Aquino's up to it. That was a triple commit for SDSU. Not normally the type of mistake that we see from a team like SDSU, they've got to be feeling the moment a little bit. Air Force refusing to go down, refusing to say that we are done in this series. They continue to fight even through the demos. 5 stars. Demo to player, but Chowder gets back to that save, and Evan will clear. Air Force have been stingy, and they might have forced Game 5 here, Nation. SDSU need an attack, and they need it quick.
They're going to have ASAP with a lot of space and full boost here. We'll find a pass across. Aquino fires, no good.
Oh, that ball was a foot off the ground. It would have had enough had it not hit the goalpost, but Aquino inches away from tying this game. Air Force, you have earned yourself a spot on Champions Field, and now we get to see what these two teams have left. It's been an absolute slugfest back and forth.
That it has. Going on to Game 5, Air Force, again, I mean, it just feels like something with SCSU is off, but it's, I don't even know, though, like, what to describe it. I mean, it's like they should be dominating, I feel like, but every single series we've seen them play, it's been Game 5, Game 4 Mizzou. I mean, they're playing a lot of games on the stretch of these series.
I think for SDSU right now, your best player, which has been AZAP so far in this series, you need to get back to the Rocket League that you succeeded so much with early on in this series, which was outplays. He's trying to do a little too much. That's a beautiful infield pass. It's been the AZAP Aquino show for SDSU all series long. They go back to that well, and they get a good drink from it, and they get the lead here in Game 5.
4:42 to play, 18 seconds off the clock, and it's a fast start for the Aztec offense.
And I used, I don't know if anybody noticed, but he had the splash goal explosion. That's what the well reference was for. I'm tooting my own horn a little bit here, Nation, but we will go back to the gameplay quickly. Orion able to 50 that one back. Aquino's not a lot of boost here. He's got to be careful with where he puts this. It's right into Evan's path. It'll be deflected wide. Now Evan off the sidewall gets the boost, lost the ball, and it can't get the touch. AZAP double demo, and that is going to blow right through the Air Force defenses as both players get absolutely demolished. And again, AZAP sets up a goal for his team.
That he does. 4:18, it's 2-0, and a heck of a quicker start. That's what they needed, here for SCSU. But again, it's still a long way to go. I mean, 4 minutes, plenty of time for Air Force to call back into this one.
Yep, Orion now trying an infield pass. 5 stars had it read all the way. Evan doesn't have much to work with here in terms of boost. Neither does Orion. Of course, AZAP doesn't either. A lot of players working with low boost. Aquino's shot is just high. Chowder, who has been no strangers to crossbars this series, is going to fire one towards goal. Aquino will send it away. And no problems here, but now 5 stars coming all the way through. The defense had to get back. It was Orion, the last man. Air Force need numbers back in their own defensive half because San Diego State were calling for the moment, but it'll be deflected away.
3's across the clock. ASAP and Cruz still lead by 2 blocks. And right now, I mean, again, it seems like, SCSU in these crucial wins in Game 5, I guess in these series where they're, winning these series where they should be winning in 3 or 4 maybe, but they get to Game 5 and they finally lock back in, and that they've done so far early on here in Game 5 tonight.
Yep, Air Force, they have been a team that refuses to let any sort of mishaps get to them. That one's going to be a good save by Chowder. And they found themselves down a lot in this series. They got demoed 12 times by Zapados in Game 2. And they've really stuck with it. They're still hanging in. They need a goal here. A goal would really do a lot towards the latter part of this game. But AZAP one-on-one, he's not going to lose many of those. His shot just barely off the target as he had a great dribble. But the goalpost, the 4th man, keeping Air Force within striking distance.
I said earlier too, again, this is a season where I feel like SCSU is the most vulnerable to losing. Their three-peat in the Mountain West Conference tournament, I think, is in jeopardy this season.
Well, a win here would do a lot to help the confidence. 5 stars. It's not been the cleanest of series. We've seen some mistakes from SDSU, but we've also seen mistakes for both sides. It's been an interesting series. That one's going to be a shot on. It didn't have a lot of mustard on it, but it had just enough. And Aquino spots the open hole created as Chowder went for the squishy save, but Aquino, he's hitting a 22-mile-an-hour little fluff ball. But it worked.
Game number 5. It's been all San Diego State. There have been no responses at all whatsoever for the Air Force side here. Maybe something quickly here, though. If you're the Falcons, you need something soon, though, to get back within 2 of the 1. It's on the clock. There it is. Chowder, 159.
Great pass. As Orion, Evan, all 3 Air Force members, they do chip in. That's life. And a great touch there by Evan. He's able to stay with that. You know, after that first touch, you see that 5 Stars has you covered on the backboard. He could have just given up there. Keeps his car moving forward. He boosts to the backboard, able to get the touch mid. Gets a pass. So Air Force, they have some life now. Chowder, he's not moving again. That might be some cable issues. Again, if you're just joining us, Chowder subbed in at game 2. He has been a heroic monster for the Air Force, but he does have a little trouble staying connected, it would appear. Need to get this man a controller. He came in from surgery and has tried to right the Air Force's ship here in the series, and they need another goal here relatively quickly. Chowder's going to go up. He's got the touch, but Aquino with a better save. Orion keeping the ball in. Evan put up, looking for Chowder, no boost. 5 Stars will take it away, but his touch falls just short. Right to Evan. San Diego State running around in their own zone a little bit. That's a double commit. Chowder gets the ball through. It's open for only just a moment as Zapados, the 1 versus 3. He tips the ball away.
1 minute to go in game 5. ASAP the double. Couldn't put the game away. Now a pinch just on target. It's 3-2.
I don't know how you go from a heroic defensive effort to almost a disgusting double tap and then a pinch that ends up in your own goal. ASAP is going through it right now. He is going through every single emotion and motion that a Rocket League player can almost go through. Air Force, they claw their way back to within a goal. They've got a minute to work with. And now Evan towards the backboard. Aquino's touch has to be good, but it falls right to Chowder. He's got it, but Aquino will steal it away, forcing Orion into the backfield. This is where San Diego State wants the Air Force playing as far away from their goal as possible. But Nation, with that last goal, sometimes that doesn't matter.
Not at all. 30 seconds left to play here, though, and Air Force still need 1, but things are much better right now than they were a couple minutes ago, and they were trailing by 3. Now just a mere 1 goal deficit, trying to make it 2 with Aquino and Orion. A huge save, 24 to go.
Oh, this one towards goal. Orion has to make a save. Azap gets absolutely obliterated off screen by the demo. Evan's shot. It's going to force Azap and 5 Stars both up. The Air Force, that's going to be a devastating touch there. It's going to eat away so much of the remainder of the clock. But Air Force, they need to get the ball. This one's out to Evan. Does he have enough boost to have a moment here, a signature moment? It's off Aquino. Azap, all he has to do is hit the ball to the floor, and this series belongs to San Diego State. It's still up. Air Force with the tip, with the deflection. They're not saying die. Here comes Evan. Downfield, looking for the double. It's not there. It's knocked away. That will be game. That will be series. Ladies and gentlemen, you just experienced it with us. A roller coaster of a finish. San Diego State, they win the game and the series 3-2.